So, last time was, well, yeah, not great, but after 2 years of loading, we've made it to the end of the World Cup. And it's England who have emerged victorious once again. Not quite as impressive as when we did it though, eh? Quite a random manager as well. He starts the game managing in the Portuguese lower leagues. But as ever, there's a wide selection of jobs available, and I'd like to try the Copa America again, but failing that, we'll just have to try the Euros and maybe end our curse there. Ideally, we would get the Brazil job though. They're the world number ones. There's some definite unfinished business there, but they don't want us, which is a huge problem. I understand France and Italy, but Brazil, come on guys, it's been a long time since we didn't do very well with you. So we basically therefore have a choice between Holland, who ruined everything last episode, and Colombia, who ruined everything the last time we were in South America. I hate the Euros and I don't think we're ever going to win it, so let's mix it up. Colombia it is. Some very nice looking players here too. Now of course you may recall that South America consists of months of pretty much absolutely nothing before World Cup qualifying starts. So I'll see you in a moment. Well over a full year later, we finally reached the start of World Cup qualifying, a tournament which we likely won't even stay in charge for. But it's some good practice. We get 2 excellent wins over Uruguay and Chile before a shock defeat to Ecuador and then a decent draw with Argentina. We crushed Peru 3-0 and Paraguay 4-1 to sit 3rd in qualification going into the Copa America. So let's actually go over the team, shall we? There's some properly good players here. Cordoba in goal looks pretty fantastic, although he is Chelsea's backup, so barely plays club football, which could be a problem. Luis Romero lacks technical ability, but is pretty quick at right back, while Oriola at left back is 33 now, but just about hanging on. The stars, though, are at centre back, Juan Perez of AC Milan and Roberto Viafra of Bayern Munich. Botera and Salazar are decent in midfield, before the other star, Mosquera of Brighton. Hernandez and Narvaez are solid wingers, and we have the experienced Diaz to lead the line. We have Brazil in our group, but otherwise it looks quite good. We begin against guest team Costa Rica with the news that Brazil can only draw their opener with Venezuela, sure to help. If they could somehow get knocked out, that would be really great. It's unlikely though, because we're not in charge of them anymore. Pablo Neves isn't fit to start on the right, but helpfully our backup right winger has a very similar name, and it's he who opens the scoring, and for a guy with 7 finishing, it's not a bad strike. We toy with Costa Rica with a flowing move leading to Diaz dispatching a rebound for 2, only 5 minutes in. Viafra scores our first corner goal shortly after the 20-minute mark. Diaz stays on side to grab a second before the break, and then when Oriola makes it 5, we might as well just not bother with the second half. And it's largely uneventful, although we do grab 2 more late goals to make it a fine 7-0 opening to the campaign. They didn't have a single shot. We also hit the woodwork 6 times, which is pretty ridiculous, but it's only downhill from here. Peru are up next and we make a great start as Mosquera's inch-perfect pass finds Bocanegra, who's filling in up front to give us the lead. Peru are overall the dominant team though, and although we look like holding out, they grab a deserved equaliser late on from Rodriguez, and it ends with a frustrating 1-1 draw. It was especially frustrating as Pedro Narvaez got injured, and so we face Ecuador without either right winger available, but we win a penalty which Bocanegra converts before Mosquera heads in a second, and then just repeat exactly that as a second Bocanegra penalty, and Mosquera header makes it 4-0 at half time. And that's how it ends. We're finally back to more or less full fitness for Venezuela, knowing a win would secure a knockout place. But we don't get one. We have a few chances which we fail to convert and it ends 0-0. Although it is still enough to see us through. We play Brazil last, and if we can somehow win we'll top the group, but that isn't always a good thing, so I'm not too bothered. It's a battling display, a very entertaining game with chances to win and great defending, and in the end another 0-0, but a very creditable display. But as good as that was, the earlier draws prove costly as we end up slipping down to 3rd in the group behind Peru, and so we end up with Mexico in the quarterfinals. It's been 30 years since we left Mexico, so can we stop our old charges? It's a very cagey first half. Not much happens until Mexico inevitably strike. A brilliant run from Yamin, who slots past an appalling Cordoba to give Mexico the lead. In the second half, we press for an equaliser and win a penalty, only for Bocanegra to sky it. The stats say we're dominating, the stats say we deserve something, but this is FM21, so obviously we don't get anything. A limp 1-0 defeat and we're out. Absolutely awful, but are we in any way, shape or form surprised? Oh well, yet another piece of failure. But we set out to see if we could win all 7 major international trophies, and, you know, we won 5. It's taken 36 years to do that, but we have won 5. My in-game manager is now 65 years old, so arguably it's time to retire. It's been a great ride, but I think it's a ride that's come to an end. We end with unfinished business, but this is definitely a journey we'll try again in the future. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.